Hello there, everybody. Give me a minute here, getting my glasses and my coffee, and then it's almost time for Strat-O-Matic baseball. I certainly am, Michael. Saturday at the park. Why not? I was looking at the schedule. May the 25th. I was thinking when you said that it might be a Saturday, but it isn't. May the 25th was a Wednesday. Must have been the 4th of July. Hello there, Kenyon. All right, let me grab my coffee here. There's Kelly, welcome. Got the, hang on, I've got the Morro Bay coffee mug today. Damn fine cup, and Coastal Peaks are in the dishwasher. Reminds me of the movie Fletch when he comes in there and the gal played by Gina Davis says, Kareem today about his shirt. He says, yeah, magic's in the wash. Uh-oh, here comes Mookie. Come on, buddy, you can't be up on the computer. Yeah, he has gotten, he's obsessed with this thing, okay? This is a cardboard backing that I use. He's chewed that corner, this corner. I think he's trying to get at it again. He's making me crazy. Yeah, go up there. There you go. Go up, Mookie. Go up. Go up. Go up. Go up. Yeah, I remember that too from the grocery business. They would play that and be around the 4th of July, and of course busy time for supermarkets and whatnot. And it was playing one day, and the manager asked us what were our thoughts going into the holiday, and somebody said, well, I'm just glad it's near the 1st of the month this year so that sales will be up, and everybody laughed. Yeah, well, it's the 4th is kind of always near the 1st, isn't it? Boy, you got that right, Michael. All right, he's settled in on top of the tower. He must know that it's game time. He's in his seat, his executive box seat. We've got, oh God, we've got a group here today now. Jeff's here. Ken has come in. Bill, Cleveland baseball. Bill, you and Franklin both, I'm sure. It's Baltimore at Chicago. The Orioles need a win to keep full possession of first place. The Twins now just a half a game behind them after yesterday's game. And it will be Steve Barber versus Tommy John, two fine left-handed pitchers who had really good years. Barber, in fact, if we look at the numbers here, I'll flip them over for you. If we look at the numbers in the replay so far, Barber has been the Orioles' best starter. In 6 starts, he's completed half of them. 4-1 with a 2.20 ERA, 49 innings of work, just 34 hits allowed. Walks a little high, 28, but 43 strikeouts. Tommy John is 3-5 with a 4.39 ERA so far. So not quite living up to the card. He was 2.62 in real life that year. He has 8 starts, 2 complete games, 55 innings, 54 hits, 18 walks, and 35 strikeouts. And hello, Mike. Welcome. Looks like the gang's mostly all here. And I'll get the lineups in there and we'll get this one started. Okay. For Baltimore, it's going to be Paul Blair leading off in center field. Luis Aparicio at shortstop in the 2 spot. Frank Robinson bats third, and he makes his first start at first base this season. At least I think it's his first start at first base. Brooks Robinson, the cleanup man at third base. Woody Held will be in left field today, hitting 5th. Sam Bowens is in right, batting 6th. Slightly different lineup against the left-handed John. Jerry Adair at second base again. Still no Davy Johnson. I looked him up, actually. He's back on May the 28th, so probably a minor injury for Davy Johnson, I'm guessing. Yeah, how about that, Michael? And there's Thomas. I'll have to catch it later. Well, thanks for dropping in and saying hello, Thomas. So I'm going to tell you, he likes the score sheet. I'm glad you enjoy it, Thomas. I really love this score sheet. Andy Etchebarren, the catcher, hits 8th. Barber, the pitcher, 9th. The White Sox defensively have John Romano catching, Bill Skowron at first. Buford and Weiss up the middle with Freese at third. Barry in left today, Agee in center, and Danny Cater over in right. Oh, wow, Cleveland. I didn't hear about that one. Well, rest in peace, Merv Rettenmund. He was another favorite of mine. Well, I always thought he was an underrated player. I found from historical Keeper League replays that Rettenmund has a lot of good cards. He's been on several of my retro keeper teams. I think it was 1970? I believe was his best year. Let me get a little sip of my coffee here. We'll get this game started. Another big crowd today. It says 20 are already here, and we haven't even started the game yet. I tell you, I'm overwhelmed, guys. 314 subscribers now. I don't even know what to say. I'll tell you what, I am blown away. Just the outpouring of support for this channel. I do so appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. It doesn't cost anything. There's no commitment. You know, it doesn't mean you have to watch all the time, but it does help out the channel. Okay, enough of that. I did hear about Melton. We talked about that the other day. Alrighty, let's check the particulars. We've got just over 14,000 in the place. Jerry Neudecker behind the plate. Paul Blair will lead it off for Baltimore. Tommy John ready to go to work. Blair stands in, hitting .255. 1 home run, but 25 RBIs for Blair. John into the windup. Here we go. It's a 4-11 right-handed. He pops him up on the left side. Freese will take it. And we're underway. Oh, excuse me. Hang on there. Woo. It's harder to keep up with the chat, Kelly. I'm assuming that's what you meant. Yeah, I miss a lot of things now. I've noticed that lately. I try to catch it like in the half inning, and I have to scroll back up. So if I do miss something, apologize in advance. It's a lot to keep track of. I mean, when combined with the game itself, of course. Here's Aparicio now. He's hitting .222, 2 homers, 13 RBIs. John into the windup. That's going to be a 4-9 right-handed. A grounder down to third base. It's Freese again. Throws him out. 2 down. in the Windy City. Yeah. Here's Frank Robinson now. Robinson having a fine season, as you would expect from the real-life Triple Crown winner. He's hitting .328, 11 home runs, 32 RBIs. All three of those numbers rank among the league leaders. Tommy John gets the sign from Romano. Here's the pitch to Frank. It's a 4-5 right-handed fly ball to right field. He lifts one the opposite way. Cater backs up a few steps and makes the catch. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Tommy John. And after half an inning, Baltimore nothing, Chicago coming to bat. And welcome, Bart. It's tough out there. Yeah, it is. No argument from me. Holy cow. I was out earlier, did some grocery shopping. And, yeah. What is this, the 9th? So we're 2 weeks before Christmas and people are already driving like maniacs. So happy to provide some light entertainment here, definitely, as we go back to 1966, the decade of the pitcher. Back in a day when pitchers were pretty much expected to go the distance or at least work deep into the game. Absolutely love that about this period. Barber getting tuned up now. Here's the White Sox lineup. It'll be Don Buford at second leading off. Ken Berry gets the start in left field today. Fantastic defensive outfielder. He'll bat second. Tommy Agee is batting third in center field. Danny Cater in right in the cleanup spot against the lefty Barber. Romano will do the catching and hit fifth. Gene Freese down at third base. Bill Skowron at first base. Al Weiss at short rounds things out with the pitcher Tommy John hitting ninth. Baltimore's defense looks like this. It's Andy Etchebarren catching. Frank Robinson at first base. Weird to say that. Adair and Aparicio up the middle. And of course Brooks Robinson at third base. Held, Blair, and Bowen. So a little different look for the Baltimore outfield today. And for the White Sox, up steps Don Buford, the switch hitter at .252, 3 home runs, a team-leading 18 RBIs. He'll bat right-handed against Barber. Here's the pitch. It's a 4-6 right-handed. It's a grounder to shortstop. Aparicio gloves it and throws him out. And Buford retired. And here's Ken Berry now. Berry 14 for 40 so far. It's a .350 average. No home runs, 6 RBIs. Oh, okay, Trent, I will check that. And welcome, by the way, yeah. And Mookie's in the tower. Barber staring in now to get the sign from Etchebarren. Here's the windup. The pitch to Ken Berry is a 4-9 right-handed. It's a grounder to short X. That will be the Gold Glover Aparicio, 1E18. Into the hole he goes. It's the E range. It's a 7 on an 18. Fine stop by Aparicio. Throws him out, 2 down. 6-3X, 2 away. Yeah, there's another one in this set, too. Curt Flood. Here's Agee now. Agee. Tommy Agee off to a slow start. Just .217 so far and still looking for his first home run. Barber into the windup. So it's going to be a 6-9 right-handed. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. And Tommy Agee's struggles continue. Down go the White Sox, 1-2-3. And we're scoreless after an inning. And greetings, Kyle. Glad to have you today. '60s cars. Oh, yeah. I had a 66 Mustang once. That was probably the most fun car I've ever owned. Always liked the 68, 69 Camaro too. I think that's the right year, somewhere in that area. So Kyle has Tommy John in 1977 today. So that would have been the post-surgery Tommy John. Today we have the pre-surgery Tommy John. And we're going to move along to the second inning. Brooks Robinson will lead it off for the Orioles. Brooks hitting .305, 3 home runs, 23 RBIs. Tommy John gets the sign now. And that's going to be a 5-3 right-handed. It's a fly ball to left field X. That's Barry. We were just talking about Barry. The 1E3 ranges towards the gap. On a 12, it's the E range. The roll of an 8 on an E3. A nice running catch by Ken Barry. I'm pretty sure that was the one, what was my favorite one, Franklin. And hello, Larry Harris, welcome. Here's Held now. Woody Held has not played much. He's 4 for 8, however. 2 of those 4 hits doubles, and he has 1 RBI. John's pitch to the right-hander. That's going to be a 4-7, base hit into center field, and Woody Held's aboard with the first hit of the day. Held, no threat to steal, does not even have a steal rating. 1 through 11 base runner, and here's Sam Bowens now. Bowens, 3 for 11. 1 of those hits a home run. John out of the stretch now. Pitch to Bowens is a 1-6 left-handed. It's a grounder down to short. That's going to be 2. Weiss has it to Buford on to Skowron. Double play. 6-4-3. Side retired. No runs a hit. Nobody left. So both pitchers looking very sharp at the outset here. Of course, we know it can change on a dime, right? And there's Steven Perota. Welcome. Was Strom the second one? I remember Strom. Recently, if not currently, a pitching coach, right? He was a pitching coach for a long time, too. Aaron Judge had an E0, I think, a couple years ago. There's been a few of them. Oh, I was going to check my email and see if... well, that's odd. I'm looking for an email from Trent Smith. I don't have anything, Trent. I assume you got the email from YouTube. You know, I'm going to go ahead and put it in here. Is that visible to everyone? Sometimes YouTube does not like links. Can everyone see that? Yes. Okay, thank you, Franklin. And with that, we'll move along to the bottom of the second. Danny Cater will lead it off for Chicago. Cater at .224, 1 homer, 5 RBIs. Barber into the windup now. Here's the pitch to Danny Cater. It's a 6-2 right-handed. It's a fly ball to left field X. That's going to be a tough chance for Held, a 3E12. He's racing towards the gap. It's going to be the E range, a 3 on an E12. That spells trouble, and that's going to be a 2-base error on Woody Held. So Cater to second on the error, first error of the day. And that's going to bring up the catcher, John Romano. Let me refresh my screen here. And thank you for the update there, Kenyon. Oh, yes, that's right. He was with Arizona, yeah. And he's not there any longer. Did he retire? Or is he out there looking for a job? Widely regarded as a pitching coach, as far as my knowledge goes. Runner on second, nobody out. Up steps the catcher, Romano, at 278. 5 home runs, 14 RBIs. Barber checks the runner. The windup and the pitch is a 4-11 right-handed. It's a fly ball into left field. Held under this one. He's got it. And there's one out. Runner will hold. Gene Freeze will be the hitter now. He's hitting 255, 3 homers, 6 RBIs. Barber, a check of the runner. The pitch to Freeze. A 3-5 left-handed. It's a high fly ball to deep left field. Going back is Held. On the track makes the catch. So 3 consecutive fly balls to left. Held muffed the first one, but he's caught the next 2. And now with 2 down and a runner in scoring position, it'll be Moose Skowron. Skowron batting .227. 2 home runs, 4 RBIs. Barber into the windup. The pitch to Skowron is a 6-12 right-handed. It's a fly ball to left field X again. Held, of course, 3E12. Here's the play on a 6. He can't get it. That's a single, 2 stars, and the run will score. RBI single for Skowron. Cater comes in with the unearned run. It's 1-0 Chicago. Here's Al Weiss now. Good field, no hit. Although he must not have played that much shortstop that year with a rating of 3E68. Anyway, here's Weiss. 151 on the season. Switch hitter batting righty. Barber's pitch is a 2-12, and it's a base hit into center field, an open single. Skowron could try to go to third on that, but he's very slow. 8-10, Blair in center, a -1. He will hold at second. Station to station for Moose. And here's Tommy John. John, a right-handed hitter, 6. Whoops, did we mix these up? Mookie did that. I just want to be clear on that. He got up here trying to get at the cards and knocked it. I already had the game set up, and he knocked all the cards on the floor. So John, a right-handed batter, 6 with end power. Barber with a 6-7 right-handed, and he walks him to load the bases. So the unforgivable sin of walking the opposing pitcher, and this one loads him up. And now Barber's in a jam. 2 hits and a walk. That's going to send Echebarren out to the mound to try to settle Barber down a little bit. Don Buford due up. Welcome to Matt Rockwood, a name I do not recognize. I apologize if I'm mistaken. But anyway, welcome aboard. I have to tell you, I'm honestly blown away by the number of people watching this game lately. I should say these games lately, not just this one. Okay, bases loaded, 2 down. Barber's ready to work. Buford hitting right-handed. Barber's pitch is a 1-7. It's a grounder down to third base. It's Brooks Robinson. He'll go the short way to Adair for the force, and that will do it. White Sox get a run on 2 hits, but they leave the bases loaded. So Barber, the run will be unearned as far as Barber's record goes. And he got out of that one cheaply enough. We've played 2 innings. It's White Sox 1, Orioles nothing. Here's Tommy John now. All right, Trent, let me check that. Yes, okay, I do. I have your email now. I will get back to you sometime later today, okay? Wow, hello Kurt Miller. Did he miss the World Series? Wow. I did not know that. Well, now I have to ask the question, and anybody can answer this, not just Kurt. What rotation did the Orioles use in the series? I know they used McNally and Palmer. We're going to the 3rd inning in this one, bottom 3rd of the order for the Orioles. Jerry Adair to start things off. Jerry just 3 for 34 so far. One of those 3 hits a home run. Trying to get his season untracked, at least before he gets traded to the White Sox, the team he's batting against right now. John into the windup. It's going to be a 6-6 right-handed. It's a triple to 7 on a 13. He will sell for a long single. And Jerry Adair aboard with a leadoff single. No star, 13 stealer. Let's check the battery now. John a +1, Romano a +1. That would make Adair a 15. They're not going to hold him, figuring he has little chance of getting the lead, but he's going to try for it anyway. He needs to roll a 7. He rolls the 7, 1 to 15. Here he goes. Romano's throw down there. He's stolen it. How about that? That's his first stolen base of the season. Bunker took Barber's start. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Joel. Tahoe Joel's here. Boy, the gang is all here now. All we're missing is, oh God, the young man whose name I can never remember for some reason. I feel kind of bad about it, but on the other hand, that's the way it goes with my short-term memory these days. I've kind of come to accept it. Next pitch to Echeverria is a 4-4 right-handed. It's a grounder to third base X. This could be trouble. Gene Freeze, a 4E53 at third. Here's the play. It's going to be a 15. He can't get it. That's a base hit, 1 star. Adair holds at third. And the Orioles have runners at the corners and nobody out. That's going to bring up Bunker. I'm sorry, I got Bunker on the brain here. What am I saying? That's going to bring up Barber, rather, a left-handed hitter, 1W. Barber, an A bunter, an excellent bunter. White Sox are going to bring the infield in here with the runner at third. Nobody out. Barber squares to bunt, not a squeeze, just trying to stay out of the double play. That's going to be a 6B successful sacrifice bunt, and that moves Echeverria along. That'll give the Orioles second and third, 1 down in the top of the lineup. boy, okay. They lead 1-0. White Sox, the worst offensive team in the American League so far. Just 111 runs scored, a .237 team average. With a 1-0 lead, they're going to keep the infield in for Blair. John checks the runners now. The pitch to Blair is going to be a 4-8 right-handed. Single to 7. Knocked down at short by Weiss, but he has no play, and the tying run will score. That'll go as an infield single for Blair. Adair crosses the plate. Echebarren to third. Give Blair an RBI on the play, and it's a 1-1 game. Blair a star 15. At first base, he'd be 17, not held. He'll have to be held on now at 15. With the 8 and 10 automatic caught, that's a big deterrent to try for the lead. And here's Aparicio now. 1 down, runners at the corners. Runner held, infield at double play depth. Here's John's pitch out of the stretch on a 6-5 right-handed. It's a high fly ball to left field. Going back is Barry. That's going to be deep enough for Echebarren to tag up and score. And the Orioles take the lead on a sac fly by Aparicio. And here's Frank Robinson now. Blair at first, still being held, 2 away. That's going to be a 5-6 right-handed. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. John fans Robinson to end the inning, his first strikeout of the day, but the Orioles take the lead. 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 left. And they lead it now 2-1. Ben's got the Leinenkugels. Thank you, Kenyon. Robbie Freeman. Why can't I remember that? Leinenkugels for Ben. I saw that, Kurt. Parker and Allen, John missed. Do you know how much he missed by? What was the necessary votes, or how many did he get? You know, I read something about Allen in that period of time, in that 10-year stretch, I believe, like 64 to 74, he had the highest. He was basically, by all the metrics, the best hitter in the major leagues for that stretch. I don't know if that was adjusted OPS or what exactly. I knew he was a good hitter. A lot of the parks he played in, it didn't help him that much. Of course, hitting, of course, is, you know, it's one aspect of the game. Allen was not a good defensive player. Wasn't a complete player, I guess you would say, but man, he could hit with anybody. Parker, big-time left-handed power hitter, but I have to say the thing I remember most about Dave Parker is what Kurt Miller just now said. Yes, sirree. That arm. And we've been over Tommy John before, him and Tiant, with career numbers very comparable to Jim Cott. Just saying. Ken Berry will lead off the third for the White Sox. Berry grounded to short his first time. Barber with the windup. That's a 4-8 right-handed. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. That's the second strikeout for Steve Barber. And that'll bring up Agee. AG struck out his first time. Barber gets the sign. That's going to be a 5-9 right-handed. It's a fly ball into right field. AG lifts it the opposite way. Bowen's drifting under it. And he'll make the catch for the second out. 2 down quickly here in the third. And here's Danny Cater. Cater reached on an error and scored in the second. Barber with the pitch. It's going to be a 4-11 right-handed. Fly ball into left field. Can of corn for Woody Held. And he makes the catch, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Barber. So we've played 3 innings here. It's 2-1 Orioles. And welcome to Midlife Crisis. I like that name. 165 OPS plus. Was that for his whole career? He definitely had some personality issues that could be called into question, Bill. I'm not denying that. He played for the Dodgers one year. They couldn't wait to ship him off. I remember that very well. We're moving to the 4th inning now. Brooks Robinson will lead it off for the Orioles. Brooks flew to left his first time up. Tommy John gets his sign now. Here's the pitch to Brooks Robinson. That's going to be a 2-3 lefty. Foul ball behind the plate. Romano going back and makes the catch. Here's Woody now. Woody singled his first time up. Tommy John into the windup. Here's the pitch now. It's a 1-12. It's a high fly ball to deep left field. Berry going back at the track at the wall and makes the catch at the wall. Homer to 10. He rolls the 20. And it's just a loud out to left field. And here's Bowens now. I didn't know that, Midlife. Taylor, his old buddy from the Phillies, right? Yeah. John's pitch to Bowens. 1-6 left-handed. That's a 2-hopper to short. Weiss is there, throws him out, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for TJ. Oliver was just a hit machine, wasn't he? Another guy, not a great defensive player, but man, could Al Oliver rake. Maybe not the power of Parker, but probably a better all-fields line drive hitter. Very tough to pitch to Al Oliver. I'm a big admirer of Al Oliver, always was. I used to call him the Hitman. That says it all. It'll be Romano, Freese, and Skowron for the White Sox in the bottom of the 4th. John Romano flew out to left his first time up. Barber gets the sign from Echeverrin. Here's the windup and the pitch. It's a 1-10 left-handed. It's a grounder into the hole at short. Aparicio's there. Backhands it. Long throw across in time. He may have been, Joel. As a youngster, I always called Al Oliver the Hitman. That was my own name, but yeah, Easler could swing the bat too. The Lumber Company, exactly, man. Here's Gene Freese now, 0 for 1. Barber studying the signs. The windup, the pitch. It's a 4-6 right-handed. It's a grounder to short. Aparicio has to charge this one on the run. He is out. And for the White Sox, challenged offensively anyway. They might want to try hitting it to somebody else. Aparicio, the best defensive shortstop in the 1966 card set. And here's Skowron. I read that too, Kurt. That was in a little blurb I wrote. Yep, he's had that speech for 15 years. Skowron singled in the White Sox only run his first time up. Barber gets the sign. Pitch to the Moose is a 5-4 right-handed. That'll be catcher's card X. Echeverrin, a good catcher. 2E6. And here's the result of the play. On a 17, it's a foul out to the catcher, side retired. 1, 2, 3 go the White Sox in the fourth. We played 4 innings here in Chicago. It's a 2-1 duel. So far, this one living up to the advanced billing. 2 good lefties on the mound. Oh, man. My stomach's giving me trouble here a little bit. Bear with me, guys. I might have to grab a Tums. Yeah, I was grocery shopping today, and I grabbed a sandwich from the deli, which is kind of almost the equivalent of grabbing a sandwich from a gas station, right? Bottom third of the order for Baltimore. Here's Adair now. He singled, stole second, came around to score in the third. Leading off here in the fifth as John goes into the windup. Comes in there with a 2-8. It's a high fly ball to deep left field. Going back is Barry at the track, at the wall. He leaps up, and it's gone. Oh, my goodness. Can you believe it? It's a home run for Jerry Adair. Let's take another look. He doesn't hit many. 2-8 to 7. Notice he's a weak both ways. Cannot homer off the pitcher's card, but that's his spot. 2-8, 1 through 7. He rolls the 6. Oh my goodness. And for Adair, that's his second home run of the season. Now I got to flip the card over. He did hit 4. So a leadoff homer by Adair makes it 3-1 Orioles. Power from an unlikely source. They've got a lot of power in this lineup, but you don't expect it from Jerry Adair. And here's Echeverrin now. Andy singled his first time. TJ into the windup. It's a 4-7 right-handed, and Echeverrin promptly bangs a base hit up the middle. He's 2 for 2. That's going to bring up the A bunting Barber. Infield will be in. He's a B as he squares to bunt. 6B, a successful sacrifice bunt. That moves Echeverrin to second with 1 down. And here's Blair now. Blair 1 for 2 today. TJ getting the sign. The pitch to Paul Blair is a 6-6 right-handed. It's a triple to 7. That's over the bag and left down into the corner, bouncing away from Barry. AG's chasing it down. Here comes Echeverrin to score. Blair's headed for third, and he is in with the daily triple. Let's take another look. 6-6 to 7. He rolls the 3, and Blair legs out a triple. Echeverrin scoring. That makes it 4-1. And that's going to get somebody stirring in the White Sox pen. That'll get Dennis Higgins throwing. Higgins a right-hander. With Blair at third and 1 down, and Aparicio and A. Bunner at the plate, the White Sox will bring the infield in now. Already trailing by 3, the White Sox cannot afford to give up another run here. Aparicio 0 for 1. John with a pitch. It's a 3-5 left-handed line drive single into left. That'll drive in Blair, and that makes it 5-1. Fourth hit of the inning off of John. The only batter he's retired was the pitcher on a sacrifice bunt. And that's going to send Romano out to the mound, and Higgins getting warm in a hurry now. John is 7-inning starter as far as endurance rating is concerned. Also due to bat second in the bottom of the inning. So you know Stanky really does not want to have to take him out this early. Okay, they're ready to work now. Here's Frank Robinson, 0 for 2 today. John from the stretch. 6-6 right-handed. That's the same number, 1-1-7. This one on a 20 will be a 2-star single. Aparicio all the way to third. Fifth hit in the inning. John still in shock over Adair. Hello there, Perry. And welcome to Agent 1969, another new face. Glad to have you. They're staying with TJ. Here's Brooks Robinson now. Infield double play depth. The pitch to Brooks is a 6-8 right-handed. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. John fans Brooks Robinson, 2 down, and Woody Held will be the hitter. Woody 1 for 2. John trying to get back in the dugout here from the stretch. The pitch to Woody is a 1-6, single to 5 on a 12. It's fielded at third by Freeze. Goes the short way to Buford for the force, and that'll do it. Orioles score 3 runs, however, on 5 hits. They leave 2. And they take a 5-1 lead at the bottom of the inning. A big inning for Baltimore. And that's going to be it for Tommy John, unfortunately. It'll be Al Weiss, a pinch hitter, and Buford for the White Sox in the bottom of the 5th. Weiss singled his first time up. Batting right-handed. Here's Barber's pitch now. It's going to be a 4-9. Grounder to shortstop X. That's going to be the Gold Glove Aparicio, 1/18. Here's the play. On a 2, a diving stop behind the bag to his feet, throws him out. Oh my goodness, a sparkling web gem play at short by Luis Aparicio. "6-3 exclamation, it's a web gem. Now we'll have a batter for Tommy John. Let's see what they've got. I know they've got a lot of left-handed hitters on the bench. How many catchers do they have? They have quite a depth of catchers on the bench, so much so that we're going to use Jerry McNertney as a pinch hitter. I'm going to take just a minute and turn the heat down. Just like clockwork, isn't it? McNertney is 7 for 22 on the season, does not have a home run. Right-handed hitter. Barber's pitch to McNertney now is a 6-4 right-handed. It's a fly ball to left field and playable. Woody Held takes a few steps back and gloves it for the out. So McNertney retired. 2 down, and Buford will be the hitter. Don 0 for 2 as Barber comes set. Here's the windup on the pitch. It's a 2-9 left-handed grounder to second. Routine for Jerry Adair. Sidearm flip to Frank Robinson. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Barber. Barber now has retired 10 in a row. So Dennis Higgins will be coming on. 2.52 ERA in real life. We'll check his replay numbers here. First, let's close the book on TJ. He goes 5 innings today. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hits, 5 runs. Did not walk anyone. Struck out 2, it looks like. Higgins has been in 8 games, no record, and a 2.92 ERA in 12 1/3 innings in the replay so far. Okay, Higgins has finished his warm-ups. It's going to be Bowens, Adair, and Echeverria here in the 6th. Well, thank you, Agent. Glad to have you. Did you catch the interview by any chance? Friday, Jeffrey Guterman interviewed me on his channel. Interview pertaining to all things Strat-O-Matic. We go to the 6th inning. It is 5-1 Orioles. Bowens 0 for 2, grounder to short both times. Higgins, the right-hander, gets the sign from Romano. Here's the pitch to Bowens. On a 5-7, he walks him. So Higgins comes in and walks the first batter he faces. Bowens with excellent stealing ability here. Star 18, Higgins a -2 hold, Romano a +1, that would be 17. He'll be held at 15. And Adair the hitter. Adair in a bunting situation. Instead, we're going to try for that lead. 2 through 5, 11. 5, he's got it. There goes Bowens, 1 to 15. Romano's throw down there. He's stolen on a possible overthrow number. Let's check that now. Romano, 1 through 5, throws it into center field, and Bowens takes third. So stolen base and error. Bowens to third. And now the White Sox will bring the infield in for Jerry Adair. Adair, 2 for 2 today, and most shockingly, of course, his home run in the 5th, just his 2nd of the season. Higgins into the windup. The pitch to Adair is a 2-9 right-hander on a triple to 3. Adair bangs his 3rd hit of the day into center field. Bowens can walk home. And that makes it 6-1 Orioles. Holy cow, Adair not held. He'd be a 12. He's not a star stealer. And here's Echeverria in 2 for 2. Higgins now working from the stretch. The pitch to Echeverria, that's going to be a 2-11 right-hander. That's a hard hit ground ball down to third. Freeze to Buford for 1 to Skowron double play. 5-4-3, runner erased. And with 2 down, the hitter will be Barber, left-handed hitter. The pitch from Higgins is a 4-6, single to 16 on a 20. Stopped at first by a diving scour and to his feet, underhands to Higgins covering, and that'll do it. The Orioles pick up another run on a hit. They leave one and lead it 6-1. And Bowens wins the bonus round. I'll give you the thought process there in that play. I wasn't going to steal. The play there really, to me, with Adair and Abe Bunner at the plate, a light hitter at that, would be to bunt. But with Adair having a single and a homer today, I just couldn't bring myself to bunt with him. And thus the stolen base attempt, which worked out for the Orioles. The Orioles will have the top of the order here in the bottom of the inning. Wait a minute. No. How did that get upside down? Okay, I mixed that up. Excuse me. Obviously, the White Sox are up. Adair is having a game, isn't he? Berry, AG, and Cater for the White Sox. Barber's retired the last 10 he's faced. He's only given up the 2 singles in the second in this one. Ken Berry to lead it off is 0 for 2 today. Barber into the windup. That's going to be a 1-5 left-handed. It's a grounder to second. That's routine for Adair. Throws him out, 1 down. And here's AG now, 0 for 2. Barber gets the sign. The pitch to AG is a 6-5 right-handed. It's a double to 2. That'll be a long single on a 4, and AG's aboard. AG really having a subpar season so far with a very good card. Star 17 Steeler. Barber a -1. Echebarren a 0. That would be 16. So they're going to hold him at 14. And the White Sox trailing by 5 won't try it. They're going to let Cater hit away. Barber working from the stretch. It's a 2-12, and he hits him on a 1. Oh my goodness, here we go. And that's going to be the ejection chart. For those of you new to the channel, it's a house rule. And now my corkboard's falling off the wall here. Rolling for the possible ejection as the bench is clear. It's going to be a 9, 7 through 11, and Barber has been thrown out of the game. Oh my God, that's a tough break for the Orioles. Ooh, boy, now what to do? They need a righty here. They're going to go to Mo. I find myself cursing my own rule here now, gentlemen. Really hate to see Barber go. Pitching a gem today. Had allowed only 3 hits. One walk. 2 strikeouts. And I say, curse my house rule. I haven't really incorporated that, Agent. It's not a bad idea, though. So the Orioles lead at 6-1 here. The White Sox with runners at first and second and 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. Mo Drabowski has been called on. He's 1-0 with a 2.55, 17 2/3 innings of work. Just 12 hits allowed and 20 strikeouts. The 2 roll is the warning, yes. That was a suggestion of Ben's that I incorporated. Also, if a pitcher hits somebody for a second time, on the second hit by pitch thrown by a pitcher in the same game, that's a warning. That doesn't happen very often. Okay, Grabowski's ready to go to work now. Romano steps in 0 for 2. Runners take their lead. The pitch is a 6-7 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. He just blows a fastball right by Romano. 2 down, and here's Gene Freese, the third baseman. Freese 0 for 2 on the day. Grabowski gets the sign. 4-6 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. Grabowski comes on looking absolutely overpowering, fans Romano and Freese. Nothing doing for the White Sox in the 6th. They leave 2. On the positive side for Barber, he stands to be the winning pitcher. He did go 5 1/3. No earned runs. And, well, anything can happen with the Orioles bullpen. This game looks comfortably in hand. Higgins will come out for his second inning of work. It's going to be the top of the order for the Orioles. Blair's 2 for 3 today, a single and a triple. Higgins into the windup. It's a 2-4 right hand, and it's a routine ground ball to short. Weiss is there, over to Skowron, 1 down. And here's Lou App. 1 for 2 with a sac fly. Higgins into the windup. That's a 1-4 right-handed. It's a 2-hopper to third. Backhanded there by Freese. Throws to Skowron, 2 down. And here's Big Frank now. 1 for 3 on the day. Higgins staring in to get the sign. That's going to be a 6-4 right-handed. It's catcher's card X. That's going to be Romano, a 3E3. Here's the roll on the play. That is a 12 E-range. It's a 7 on an E3, and that's going to be a little ground ball out in front of the plate, a little nubber. Romano pounces on it, fires it down to Skowron, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Higgins. So Higgins has done a nice job in relief today. That'll be it for him, however, since he's due to bat third in the bottom of the inning. As we stretch for the 7th, it's 6-1 Orioles. And we're going to take a look at Mookie, and I'll show you what I'm talking about with my cork board here. I got to get new nails, I guess. And there's Mookie, top of the cat tower. He was going crazy earlier. And then here's this cork board. That's where I keep my ground ball super advanced result and the ejection chart. But these nails here, as you can see, have gotten all bent. And it's all cattywampus now. That's got to be one of my favorite words. And I'm going to get a cup of coffee. Oh, you know what, Agent? I'm going to refill my coffee. So while we stretch for the 7th, I'll go ahead and drop the ejection chart down there. You can get a better look at it. I used this way back as a young guy. Originally, there was an ejection on every 20D roll, 1 to 20. But as this season progressed, I felt it was a little bit hot. So I made 1 through 6 no ejection. Toned it down just a tad. That's my coffee warm now. Okay, bottom of the 7th we go. Scouring. Maybe Weiss, maybe not, we'll see. And of course the pitcher's spot, which will be a pinch hitter. Thank you, Mike. My aunt made that for me, and those were all my corks. She used to ask me to give her all the corks from wine bottles. I had no idea what she was doing, but she's very talented arts and crafts wise. And then my birthday came along and she presented me with that. I just love it. Here's Skowron, 1 for 2. Grabowski worked 2/3 of an inning in the 6th, striking out both batters he faced. Now he goes into the windup, delivers to Skowron on a 4-3. It's a 2-hopper to 3rd. That's going to be Brooks Robinson. Nice stop at 3rd, throws across in time. Now let's see if we're going to use Weiss. We really can't send Weiss up here, can we, against a right-hander? Now we're going to hit for him with Ron Hansen. One week. Yeah, something like that. 3E48 Hansen, actually a slight defensive improvement as well. Hansen on the season, just 213. No homers, 1 RBI. Grabowski into the windup. On a 5-4, it's catcher's card X. That's going to be Echebarren again. A 2E6. Here's the play. That's a 14. It's going to be a pop out to the catcher. Echebarren makes the play. And now we're going to have a pinch hitter for the pitcher, Higgins. So Higgins worked 2 innings today, gave up 1 hit, a run, no walks, and no strikeouts. Let's see who we're going to get warming up for the White Sox. All right-handers due up. Not a closing situation. They are trailing. And that would be a good time to get Jack LeMahieu up. LeMahieu, the right-hander. Now they need a pinch hitter against Grabowski. They have a lot of left-handed hitters, however. And they're going to send up Pete Ward. No, this Ward's a weak, excuse me. So's McCraw. They're going to send up Educator. Ward could go out there. They're going to send up Floyd Robinson, who at least has end power. Mostly because there's 2 away. I'll tell you, Mike, it was, back when I was still working for Safeway. Let's just say there was a lot more drinking going on then than these days. Here's Floyd now. He's batting .285 on the year, 4 home runs, 14 RBIs. Grabowski set. Here's the pitch on a 2-9 right-handed, and he reaches out and strokes it into left field, goes the other way with it. So Floyd Robinson off the bench with a pinch hit single. He's a star 18. Grabowski a minus 260, and they're going to hold him at 14, and the batter will be Buford. Trailing by 5, they will not try to go at 14. Buford will hit away, batting lefty now against Grabowski. Mo out of the stretch. That's a 5-2. It's a high fly ball to deep right field. Bowens going back on the track makes the catch, and the side is retired. No runs, a hit, 1 left. We've played 7. It is 6-1 Baltimore. And especially for you guys who have been following the replay, White Sox, the worst offensive team in the league, probably the worst defensive team in the league. They have good pitching, which has been somewhat undermined by their defense. So Jack LeMahieu will come on now. LeMahieu, a pretty good card against righties, pretty bad against lefties. And the results have not been pretty. In 5 games, he's 0-2 with a 6.14. But with a lineup full of right-handed batters, they're going to give him a shot here, trailing by 5. Brooks Robinson will start it off. He's 0 for 3 on the day. LeMahieu gets the sign. Here's the windup, and the pitch to Brooks is a 1-8. He bangs a single right up the middle for a leadoff single. So Brooks at first, nobody out, and here's Woody held. Eighth inning. No, he's not bad against righties. We're going to let Held have another at bat here. LeMahieu out of the stretch. Pitch to Woody is a 3-4. Struck him out. The umpire rings him up. Called strike 3. Looked a little low. But plate umpire Neudecker rings him up. And here's Bowens. Bowens 0 for 2 with a walk. LeMahieu into the windup. That's a 4-4 right-handed. It's catcher's card X. That's Romano. A 3-3. Here's the play. That's a 7. That's going to be a pop out to the catcher. The runner will hold. So 2 away, and it's Jerry Adair. It's Jerry Adair day here. Jerry with 3 hits, including a home run in this ball game. Thank you, guys. He does get a circle. Circles, of course, K's on the batter's card. That was from a request from one of the viewers. Seemed like an easy enough request to grant, so I've been doing that for a while now. LeMay ready to go to Adair. Here's the pitch. It's a 5-9 grounder to shortstop X. That's going to be Hansen, a 3-48. And here's the play. On a 13, he makes the play and throws him out. That'll do it for the Orioles in the 8th. 6-3 X. Russ Snyder's going to come on and take over in left for Held. He's a 2E6 plus 2. And a 15 runner. That's the only change for the Orioles. Grabowski's worked 1 2/3. He's rated 4 for relief endurance. It'll be Barry and Agee, and then we'll see about Cater. Cater mostly plays just against left-handers. Barry 0 for 3 on the day. Grabowski into the windup now. That's going to be a 1-4. Pops him up on the left side. Aparicio squeezes it, 1 down. That works too, Bill. That's really a hard one for me because I'm so damn OCD. I just can't write it. I know that's crazy. Yeah, I'm a sick man. What can I tell you? Here's Agee now, 1 for 3. Again, Agee. 22 home runs in real life. Still looking for his first home run of the season. I know I keep repeating that, but I can't get over it. Grabowski with the windup. It's a 2-8 right-hander. That's a routine ground ball to second base. Adair scoops it up, throws him out. And with 2 away, we're going to have a batter for Cater. Let's see who can play left. Who's at first base? Skowron? Pete Ward will come on, take over in left field, and he'll bat for Cater. Ward 4E3 plus 1. 12 runner. Pete Ward on the season is at 241, 2 homers, 10 RBIs. I was shocked to see W power for Ward against righties. I've used some of his other cards where he has pretty good power. So I'm guessing for Ward, this must have been near the end of the line for him. Or at the very least, not one of his best years. Let's look at the card. Just 219 and 251 at bats with 3 home runs. Grabowski into the windup now. That's going to be a 4-5 left-handed. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Grabowski. So Grabowski's worked 2 2/3. That's probably all we need out of him. Give me a moment here, however. I'm going to check my usage percentages on the Orioles bullpen. There's Grabowski. Watt worked in this game, and Watt could use some work. So Eddie Watt's going to start throwing in the Orioles' pen. And we'll use a pinch hitter for Drabowski here in the 9th inning. Thank you, everybody, for joining me today. And there's JC. Good, welcome, JC. Is it John? I'm trying to go from memory now. Thank you, Ben. There you go. Yeah, it must be the 22 and 23 home run seasons that I've used in the past. That would be on Strat-O-Matic's 365 game online. It's their all-time greats set. And of course, the name all-time greats is misleading because there's a lot of different cards from a ton of different players in that set. Literally an uncountable amount of different combinations you can use. So it'll be Etchebarren, a pinch hitter, and Blair for the Orioles here against Jack LeMahieu. Oh, so we've got breaking news here from Jeffrey. This Wednesday, definitely don't want to miss that one. Dave and Jeffrey, both gentlemen I follow. Mark that on your calendars. Here's Etchebarren to lead off the 9th. He's 2 for 3 today. LeMahieu into the windup. That's a 6-10 right-handed. It's a 2-hopper to third. Freeze has it, throws him out. And with 1 out, we're going to have a pinch hitter for Drabowski. Drabowski 2 2/3. Gave up just 1 hit, no runs, no walks, and 3 strikeouts. Eddie Watt will come in to pitch the 9th. And let's see who's going to bat against LeMahieu. Bleffery hit in this game in real life. We're going to bring up the left-handed Bleffery. And as soon as he's announced, out comes Stanky. And that's going to do it for LeMahieu. Oh, yeah. He's not going to let LeMahieu face a left-handed hitter here. Already trailing by 5. Fisher pitched in real life, but that was for the save. They're going to call on Gary Peters, who's available. So LeMahieu goes 1 1/3. 1 hit, no runs, no walks, and a strikeout. Well, that'll help LeMahieu's numbers a little bit. As Peters warms up, and we look back over at the Oriole dugout. Let's see if they're going to counter that move or let Bleffery hit. Bleffery can handle a lefty. Bleffery's going to be the hitter. It'll be left on left as soon as Peters is ready. Yeah, that should really be good. Left on left now. Peters delivers to Bleffery on a 5-6 ground ball to second base. It's Buford over to Skowron. And there's 2 down. The batter will be Blair. Blair 2 for 4 today. Drove in 2, with a single and with a triple. Peters into the windup. 5-8 right-handed as a grounder to second base X. That could be trouble. That's Buford, a 4E39. Ranges behind the bag on a 7 and makes the stop, turns and throws him out. Nice play, Buford. Holy cow. 4-3X. It's a 1-2-3 inning. And we go to the bottom of the 9th. Orioles lead by 5. And that's Wednesday, 2 days from now. And Baltimore's third pitcher of the day, Eddie Watt, will come on to pitch the 9th. Romano, Freese, and Skowron due up here. Watt 1-0 with a save and a stingy 0.56 ERA in 16 innings of work. This is his 11th ball game. I'll field that question to my attorney. Romano 0 for 3 on the day. Watt comes set now. Here's the windup and the pitch to Romano on a 2-7. Struck him out. Called strike 3. Down goes Romano. And here's Freese now. Freese 0 for 3. Eddie Watt into the windup. That's a 6-4 right-handed, a grounder to shortstop X. Aparicio ranges behind the bag, 1-E-8-2. There's the play on a 2. It's a diving stop. To his feet, throws him out. An unbelievable play by Luis Aparicio, his second web gem of the day. A play only he could have made. Okay. And I will, as soon as I correct my mistake here, I'll show you what I mean if you don't already have it figured out. On a 2, only a 1 shortstop could have made that play, and Aparicio is the only 1 shortstop in the 1966 card set. You've got Skowron, Hansen, we're going to let Skowron bat. Thought momentarily about bringing McCraw in. But Skowron's a good hitter. Seems like an unnecessary move just to get a left-hander up there. White Sox down to their final out. Watt versus Skowron. That's going to be a 5-6 fly ball to left and playable. That's going to be the left fielder Snyder makes the grab, and that's the ball game. 6-1 is the final. Orioles move to a full game in front of the Twins with that one. White Sox drop to 11-23. And as always, I'll have the totals for you in just a moment. Thank you, JC. Thank you, Kenyon. JC, once again, you probably answered it. I missed it. Is it John? I didn't know your name until I got the email from you for the score sheet. Joe, thank you. If we get more and more people in here, it's going to be increasingly difficult for me to remember people's names, unless, of course, obviously the name is in the screen name. Oh, my pleasure, Joe. And another nice game for Aparicio had for Dave. 2 doubles and a triple. Was Bob Ross the painter? Was that the art guy? Okay, I'm vaguely, something's trying to come through here. There's Zanicati. Hello. Yeah. I used to have the hair too. You'd never know it to look at me now. Thank you, James and Boise. It's funny, Jeffrey, he asked me if I was a hipster. He mentioned something about the hats, and I'll tell you the true story about the hats. They're cheaper than a toupee. It's as simple as that. Let's total out the pitchers now. Peters faced 2 batters, retired them both. Watt with a 1-2-3 ninth. He had a strikeout. Barber gets the win. He's enjoying that from the clubhouse where he still sulking over his ejection. He's still sitting there thinking, I didn't hit that SOB on purpose. Tommy John takes the loss. He drops to 3-6, joins an ever-growing list of 6-game losers in the American League. I should find an old picture with the curly hair. I'm not sure I even want to show it. Oh my goodness. Okay, the totals on the game. I'm accepting nominations for player of the game here, by the way. It's kind of got to be a dare, doesn't it? Orioles, 6 runs, 11 hits, 1 error. White Sox, just 1 run on only 4 hits, no errors. Player of the game, Jerry Adair. Who else could it be? 3 for 4 with a home run. Heck, that might be his only shot at getting one this season. Looks like it's unanimous for Adair. Good stuff, guys. That was a pretty one-sided game, but still a very fun game to play. I had a great time today. Hope you did too. Let's look ahead on the schedule here. Well, let's see what we got for tomorrow. Usually I have it pulled up already. I have to find it here. Tomorrow it's the Atlanta Braves at the Cincinnati Reds. The Braves will try to get well in Cincinnati. It'll be Tony Cloninger and Milt Pappas. Pappas, you might remember, by far leads the major leagues in strikeout to walk percentage. Yeah, exactly, Bill. Adair will be the White Sox second baseman soon. I would imagine that means that Buford goes back to third base, right? I'm just guessing, but that's the only thing that makes sense to me. The Braves have underachieved so far this replay, but they have a potent lineup. And the Reds are the cellar dweller currently in the National League. Although Cloninger, as I remember right, kind of a sketchy card, so it could be anybody's game. Let me look at, looking at the wrong team. I want to look at Buford's card once again here while I'm thinking about it. He could go to left field, I suppose. I kind of suspect he started the season at third base. I kind of suspect that when they get Adair, Buford goes back to third base, but we'll see. It's because Freese has been the third baseman. He only had 106 at-bats in real life that year, so that makes sense. That's about it for me. Got some good numbers here from other replays. Jeffrey has Ralph Terry, a 5-game winner in 62, leading the majors in wins. Joe has McNally at 7-0 in 1973. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Join me tomorrow, 1:30 Pacific, 4:30 Eastern. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Spokane Steve here, wishing you all a very pleasant good evening. Take care, everybody. So long for now.